Hi, I'm Sam Archer, a farmer from southern New South Wales, and in the next few minutes I'll explain why Australian lamb and beef are amongst the world's best. We're fortunate down here in Australia that we have near perfect conditions to produce world-class meat efficiently and sustainably. With a long-term commitment to food safety, product integrity and traceability, Australia is internationally recognised as free of all major livestock diseases. As sheep and cattle farmers, what you call ranchers, we think of ourselves as environmental caretakers because we manage almost half of Australia's landmass. It's important to us to ensure our practices are sustainable, not just for our livelihood, but also for our families, the community, the environment, and generations to come. Our commitment to sustainable farming is a result of a major long-term investment in research, development, and education by the Australian red meat industry. Partnerships with leading private and government research organisations deliver us the farming system innovations we need to be at the cutting edge of sustainable practice. Australia now leads the way in these practices, so what does sustainability mean for us as Australian sheep and cattle farmers? It means we're striving for a red meat supply chain that conserves and enhances biodiversity, clean air and water, healthy soils and natural ecological processes, delivers good animal welfare outcomes, and ensures that the diversity and productivity of the natural environment is maintained and enhanced for the benefit of future generations. On my own sheep and cattle ranch, I'm making environmental improvements. In partnership with my wife Sabrina, we've stopped erosion on hilly areas by fencing this land to allow native perennial grasses to regenerate, holding the soil together better. On our productive country, we rotate livestock from paddock to paddock to allow the land to rest. Again, this allows native perennial grasses to regenerate and maximises the health of our livestock. We've also replanted vegetation on gullies and along waterways to encourage biodiversity and provide shelter for livestock. I really believe that research into biodiversity, native vegetation and regeneration is critical to underpin and drive environmental change on farms across Australia. It's through this investment of time and resources that the industry is working to become truly sustainable producers of some of the world's highest quality lamb and beef. On-farm sustainability represents the first step in ensuring a sustainable red meat supply chain. All sectors of the industry are investing in reducing their environmental impacts. As an industry, we're looking at how our livestock affect the environment as well. By using life cycle assessments, it's possible to measure the full environmental impact of producing a pound of meat from the field to the fork. A life cycle assessment is considered a far more reliable indicator of environmental impact than the concept of food miles, because as well as the freight component of food production, it takes into account how an animal is raised and what inputs go into producing it, including water, food consumed and processing. In Australia, our lamb and beef tends to be raised with few inputs and uses less energy throughout the supply chain. Our sheep and cattle are reared predominantly on extensive rangelands and semi-arid areas. Logically, livestock farming in these areas is the most efficient use of the land for producing highly nutritious protein for Australia and the world's growing population. I'm confident that with continued improvements in technology and commitment and determination across our supply chain, we'll continue to reach our goal of truly sustainable lamb and beef production. That means we'll be producing the highest quality lamb and beef for your enjoyment for a long time to come.